Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
The IKEA Business Network is now open for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Join for free today to get access to interior design services to help you make the most of your workspace, employee well-being benefits to help you and your people grow, and amazing discounts on travel, insurance, and IKEA purchases, deliveries, and more. Take your small business to the next level when you sign up for the IKEA Business Network for free today by searching IKEA Business Network.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2795, Success by Exhaustion by Nick Maggiulli of dollarsandData.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Welcome back to Optimal Finance Daily, where every day I read and offer commentary on some of the best personal finance blogs on the web in about 10 minutes or less. So with that, let's get right to our next article as we optimize your life. Success by Exhaustion by Nick Maggiulli of dollarsandData.com. It was January 1969 when the Department of Justice filed antitrust charges against IBM for monopolizing the computer market. Little did they know, the case would drag on for 13 years, cost the Department of Justice $15 million, and result in 2,500 depositions and over 60 million pages of documents. The charges against IBM were eventually dismissed, in many ways because of the incredible work done by Cravath, Swain, and Moore LLP, the legal counsel hired by IBM. The intriguing part of the story revolves around how Cravath defended IBM. Cravath's strategy was complex and involved brute force. They wanted to win by outworking their opponents. In What It Takes, Charles Ellis highlights one such instance of Cravath employing this tenacious strategy. Quote, "They had organized over a dozen Cravath lawyers there in a pattern of 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. workdays. Every day throughout the trial, the day's transcript was obtained at about 10 p.m. by a team of Cravath lawyers who took it apart and reorganized the contents into proposed findings of fact to support the series of propositions Cravath sought to prove for IBM. Each was cross-referenced to specific pages in the original transcript." End quote. Max Blecher, a lead plaintiff attorney working against Cravath, said he was stunned by the enormous effort expended on a simple motion to dismiss. Blecher continued, quote, "The sheer manpower that took, the cost, I just felt overwhelmed. I often wondered how they could operate if the client imposed any cost control at all. Everything showed this attitude. They buried us in paper. They produced reams of paper in futile endeavors. We stacked up the paper. It was 5 or 6 feet tall." End quote. Cravath's ability to win was based upon overwhelming effort. It was success by exhaustion. Scott Galloway, the famed marketing professor at NYU, describes how this method has worked in other domains as well. Quote, "The majority of actual wars have not been won with strategy, bravery, training, or superior equipment, but brute force. At the end of World War II, the Allies had 38 gallons of gasoline for every one the Germans did. Amazon is the retailer with 38 gallons. End quote. And Amazon uses those 38 gallons to great effect by regularly experimenting in new lines of business, though these experiments will likely produce no profits or negative profits for the first 5 to 7 years. There's a familiar story about how Thomas Edison and his team tested more than 6,000 different materials before finding the right one for the light bulb. In both cases, exhausting all possibilities became a formula for success. My point is that many of the greatest wins in history came as a result of brute force. Given this observation, there are a few ways that you can utilize this kind of approach to improve your finances. Number 1, use indexing to solve the problem of stock picking. If you think about it, indexing is a brute force solution of the problem of picking stocks. It's difficult to know which stocks will do well and which ones won't, so your best bet is to buy them all and hope the aggregate return is positive. You can extend this idea across asset classes as well by diversifying your portfolio. And number 2, increase your savings rate to make your investment returns less important. Saving more money is a brute force solution to the problem of unknown future investment returns. For example, if you assume a 10% return, you may only need to save X amount in order to retire. However, if you don't get 10% every year, you'll be in trouble unless you can save more money. At the extreme, if you can save enough money, you won't need any returns, assuming you can keep pace with inflation. Consider how many years it would take to save for retirement as you increase your savings rate. To go through this thought experiment, we'll assume that you save the same amount of your after-tax income annually, and it grows at some constant rate annually. You'll also assume that you can stop saving, that is, you can retire, once the return on your total savings is the same as the after-tax income you live off of. Basically, you would live off of the interest, and your principal balance would stay constant in retirement. For example, if you make $100,000 after tax annually and save 20%, this means you live on 80% or $80,000. If we assume a 10% annualized return, it would take a little under 20 years to be retired. If we assume a 4% annualized return, it would take closer to 45 years to be retired. As the savings rate increases, the number of years you need to work until retirement decreases drastically. I first heard of this idea from Mr. Money Mustache. More importantly, though, there's a convergence between the different annual return lines as the savings rate increases. Why? The more money you save, the less important your returns are for reaching your goals. This is an amazing result because it shows how you can succeed in almost any market environment if you're able to save enough. Success by exhaustion outside of finance. Though Of Dollars and Data is an investment or finance blog, there are many times where I discuss ideas that are not directly related to finance. I do this because investing is primarily a behavioral exercise. And if I can get you to understand your behavior, you're far more likely to be a successful investor. So where can you apply this idea outside of your personal finances? You can apply it to your career, your health, your side projects, and so much more. By working hard and finding what works best for you through brute force, you can drastically change your life. If you're interested in how this approach can be used in your career, I highly recommend What It Takes by Charles Ellis. That book inspired me to work harder than I thought possible and made me more than 1,000 times return on the purchase price of the book. I can only hope that you find it as useful as I did. You just listened to the post titled Success by Exhaustion by Nick Maggiulli of dollarsandData.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. For a lot of people, myself included, different finance apps can be stressful and make it difficult to manage finances. But then I tried Monarch Money and everything got so much easier. Maybe you're saving for a down payment, a wedding, a dream vacation, your kids' college. I found that Monarch makes it so easy to help you reach your financial goals, whatever they are. I definitely wouldn't be able to allocate my finances or plan as clearly without help from Monarch. In fact, Monarch is the top-rated all-in-one personal finance app. It gives you a comprehensive view of all of your accounts, investments, transactions, and more. Create custom budgets, track progress towards financial goals, and collaborate with your partner. And now get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. After trying out Monarch for myself, I understand why it's the top-rated personal finance app. And right now, listeners of this show will get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. That's MONARCHMONEY.com/OFD for your extended 30-day free trial.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. Ready to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
I love that Nick encourages us here to focus on our savings rate more than investment returns. Think of it this way. Let's say there's a super savvy investor who hits big with a 50% return on his $100 investment. He ends the year with $150. What a fantastic return. But I will still make out better with my market matching 10% return if I invest $150. I'll end the year with $165. I'm passive about the actual investing part, but I'm very active in the areas of increasing my income and reducing my expenses. This is the aspect of money management that I have the most control over, so I feel that it's worth the majority of my time. I also think keeping things simple makes my strategy more sustainable, as it allows me to be consistent. I focus on fully funding retirement vehicles and keeping a healthy emergency/opportunity fund. It may not sound as sexy as stock picking, but it's guaranteed to help me reach my long-term financial goals. Well, that's another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for another post. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.